What's up, YouTube? How you doing? Welcome to Cosmic Vinyl. I'm Cosmic Brian. And I'm here to entertain you with some killer albums and outlandish antics as usual. What more would you expect from the cosmic realm? Hey y'all, welcome new subscribers, welcome old subscribers, welcome commenters. I love the commenters. Yes. Hey, if you dig what you're seeing here, man, you want to join the cosmic oneness, to be enlightened by the cosmic one, friggin' hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the hate button if you're a hater. Nobody wants to be a friggin' hater, right? Anyway, so yeah, welcome aboard. Man, I have got some killer albums to show, man. In my eyes, this is all killer, no filler. You might not agree, but you'll be entertained none the least, because you'll see something that'll be cool. We're listening to a little Yard Trauma. I know freaking Garner knows about Yard Trauma. He's shown Yard Trauma before. Check out his channel, High Octane Revival. Killer garage stuff. He never disappoints. So, all right, let's do this. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit more. I'm gonna lose the mind shield. Alright, get out of here, mind shield. Hey, check this out. We're having a little psychedelic IPA here. The Light Circus Hazy IPA. I'm digging it. Man, I have a couple of these, and it's equal to about 4 Miller Lite, so. And I've had about 4 of these. There's a big toast, a big chug to all you out there. So hoist up your cold one, hoist up your warm one, if you know what I mean. And let's be one, man. Let's be a team in this thing. Join me in this video.
Oh, yes, my good friend, of course.
All right, let's get down to business. Okay, first album. I know you guys dig this. This is what we call the far out finds here in the cosmic realm. And I'm starting this far out finds with this album. I used it as an intro not too long ago. This is by a group called Shock Therapy. Now this was released in 1985 on Fundamental Music Records. This is wild. I'm gonna show you this. It's called My Unshakable Belief. Now, this is what I like to call electropunk. It's out of Detroit, Michigan. Man, I don't even know if there's any music that came out of Detroit, Michigan that isn't friggin' cool as hell. And this is founded by a cat named Gregory John McCormick, better known as by his stage name, Itchy Wiggle Christ. Itchy Wiggle Christ. That's him right there, but yes, it's kind of psychedelic, so you're not going to get a good look at them, but check that. There's the band there. There's Itchy. He's the mainstay of the band. There's a revolving door of members, but Itchy spent a lot of time in, say, like in his teenage years especially, in and out of psychiatric facilities, and he released his pent-up aggressions and stuff like this. And this is like kind of new wave-ish. It's synth with like punk guitars. It is, I find it to be fantastic. It's, let me show you this. This is wild. So I pulled this out and I thought, what the hell? It's like a white label with a 1 on it and a 2 on it on the other side. And it says number 2, take it. But I'm going to show you this. It looks like a label that's turned over. It says, man, this is covered with dust. I don't care, I'm rubbing it. But it's like the reverse label says, I'm trying to sleep tonight. And it's Clarence Carter. It's like a recycled label that was flipped. And somebody just put this on it, this magic marker. It's wild. I've never seen anything like it. But you know what? It always adds a good story when you see some shit like that. Adds a good story to the record. Let me see if I can. I don't remember if there was like a written. Oh, here it is. A weird little. I always like finding shit like this in a record. It talks a little bit. It's got fundamental music, and it's got the name of the album. It's got the 45s, and it's got the talks about the tape, and it's no matter how you feel about it. Lots of impressionable people actually dig Skinny Puppy, which I don't understand what's going on here, but it says that chugging electro-goth beat can be great, especially when it's done right. Executive Slacks and Ministry set the precedent stateside. Shock Therapy follows suit with their second release for Fundamental. They're from Detroit, oftentimes noted for distinct gloom scene, screeching guitars, accessible grinding beat. I mean, this is a weird thing to find in a record. I love finding stuff like that in records. And that looks like it's been hand typed. It's wild. So anyway, that's Shock Therapy. Great electro punk. Just a wild. The Itchy ended up. He went to prison in 2000 for arson. That was the end of the band. And then in 2008, unfortunately, he died of an alcohol overdose. Alcohol poisoning is what I'd call it. But what a sordid history, man. I love the stories behind the music. Don't you, vinyl community? Don't you? Check this out. This is called Radio Stars. Now, the reason I bought this was because of one Ryan Kidd, the human B-side. You know who he is, a stormtrooper of punk in the vinyl community. You're gonna hear his name more than once in this video. But he showed this on his top, I think it was top 70 albums, punk albums of the 70s. And this is fantastic. This is like power punk or power pop with an edge. But it also crosses over into punk territory. It's called Songs for Swinging Lovers, and of course you've got their faces like and as Ryan pointed out, like a Mount Rushmore, the band's faces, and then you've got a couple of starstruck lovers hanging from a tree there. But here's a live shot of the band on the back. I just love that. He's got like knee pads on, so you know that they're getting it. You know what I mean? So this was released in 1977 on Cheswick Records. It's, like I said, a little bit of new wave, a little bit of power pop, a little bit of punk. But the members are ex-Sparks Martin Gordon. He was a bass player and the songwriter in the band. And then you've got John's Children, a guy from John's Children, which was a garage psych band from the 60s. The vocalist, his name was Andy Ellison. That's this guy with the knee pads right here. But they came out with a debut track called Dirty Pictures, which is an amazing song. Ryan Kidd played it on his video that he just posted last night. You have to check it out on his video. He spun the 7-inch, but it's quirky, pop punk, hooks galore, songs about serial killers, kidnappers, Greek restaurant menu items. It's got Riff City. It's just I love this album. When I got this, I spun it to no end. Look at the price tag on the record. I would rather have somebody write their name right there rather than have that fucking price sticker on there. And then on the back. Jesus Christ. Give me a break. Anyway, let's move on. I got a beef with my record store on that one. Now check this out. I know a lot of people know what this is, but this is some 60s garage rock. The Syndicate of Sound. Released in 1966 on Bell Records. It's garage psych, and they're famous for the title track here called Little Girl. And you can see the band there. They're all in their suits, gathered around the car there. But this is a weird... if I took this plastic off, this fucking thing would just fall to pieces. And I'll tell you why. This is a press from Chile. Santiago, Chile, like South America, Chile. And everything on the back, all the songs and everything are in Spanish. I mean, not the record, but everything written here is in Spanish. Like Little Girl is Muchachita. And it has a little bio on it, each of the guys in the band, but it's all in Spanish. But this is so wild. If you took this plastic, like, I guess what they would pass off as shrink wrap, this thing would just come apart. And if you look inside, the actual cover is like recycled from a different record. And I can't even take the inner sleeve out because it's part of the record. It's so bizarre. But this is great stuff. They cover stuff by the Hollies, the Sonics, which is, I'm trying to read Spanish here, which is Witch. And they also cover Chuck Berry, and Chuck Berry's freaking fantastic. Another Ryan Kidd reference. He loves Chuck Berry. And yeah, this is great stuff. The rest of them are their own songs. But yeah, check out this. It's the Bell. It's kind of the Bell label, I guess. It's a subsidiary from Chile on the Bell label, but what a weird record to find. There was actually a regular press, American press there, but I had to have this so I could just tell you guys a weird story about the album cover. So that's Syndicate of Sound, Little Girl. So a couple weekends ago, I went out record shopping. I believe it was on the record store day, the second drop. I had to work that day, so I went later in the day, and I wasn't looking for record store day records. And I'm glad I wasn't, because at two different stores, I found these early presses of the New York Dolls. First of all, I found this, their debut record from 1973. And, I mean, I gotta take this out, because this is so awesome. It's got some ring wear on it and stuff. And there's another sticker, of course. But look at the picture of the band there. I just love that. So great. And then, I mean, I love their androgynous look. Arthur Kane, Sylvain, David Johansen, Jerry Nolan, and of course Johnny Thunders. This was their core lineup that was the best right here. I mean, this has everything. I mean, I don't have to tell you anything about this, but they're from New York City. They formed in '71. Early punk rock. They influenced everybody like the Sex Pistols, the Ramones. But to me, they're more glam than they are punk. But it's I guess it's proto-punk or whatever. But Todd Rundgren produced this record, which I love Todd Rundgren. He's had his hands in so much great music, and he's done a lot of his own music that's great, but this is fantastic. Did you know that Peter Criss, who played drums in the original incarnation of Kiss, and Marky Ramone, Mark Bell, both auditioned to be in the New York Dolls to drum, but they chose. Of course, they went with Jerry Nolan. And this is Arthur Kane. I watched this killer documentary on Arthur Kane. It's called New York Doll. It's later on in his life, and he had become a Mormon, and it actually has him preparing for New York Dolls reunion as such. And they interview people that he worked with in this library. I don't know if he volunteered or whatever, but he worked in a library. He was balding. He was a little more overweight. And it was just a really great documentary. And then, at this other store, I knew they had the second album. And there was a reissue there that was sealed. I was going to grab that. But then behind it, I seen this. And this is another early press of the original. And I was like, I'm getting this for a couple bucks more. And this is called Too Much Too Soon. This was released in '74. And this is also really good. Little better production. Lots of female background vocals. But look at them, how badass they look there. Man, this is just another great record. I was so happy to find these early presses of the New York Dial records. I was so stoked, dudes. And then, you know, sticking with the New York punk scene, this has connection to that. This is, what? That's over already? What the flog? I gotta start it over. God bless America. Those garage rock albums are so short. But anyway, this is it says it's the Lords. It's really the Lords of the New Church. And this is their album called A Method to Our Madness. Of course, you've got Stiv Bators here, who is formerly of the Dead Boys, which, you know, made a huge splash in the New York punk scene with CBGBs and whatnot. And this is a super group, really. They've got Brian James, ex-Damned band member. They've got Dave Traguna or whatever, from Sham 69. And then you've got Nick Turner from ex-Barracudas. And this is, what a lineup of guys, man. This is so great. This is more, I mean, this is post-punk. It's kind of new wave-ish, but it's kind of goth in a way, too. It's more melodic than punk. But this is really great. I actually have most of their stuff on vinyl. But I seen Michael Pilmer do a video where he was out actually in the store looking. And he didn't pick up this one, but he did pick up a Lords of the New Church album. And that's what caused me to go back and pick this one up to complete my Lords of the New Church collection. Glenn Matlock almost played bass on, I mean, he actually jammed with them when they started this band, but they ended up going with a different guy. Stuart Copeland, who ran IRS Records, which is the label this was released on, wanted them to call themselves the Lords of Discipline. Now, he was like, "Doesn't that sound great?" And they were like, "Not really." But they liked the part about the Lords, so they just added the Lords and then the Lords of New Church, and the rest is history. But this is a killer record. I love the Lords of the New Church. Don't expect Dead Boys. Don't expect Damned. Just expect the Lords. All right, let's move on. Now, you guys all know the story I told a couple of videos ago where I thought I was getting this LP and they sent me this CD box set with a 7-inch in it, and the guy gave me it and then gave me my money back, which was very cool, by the way. But I still had to have it on vinyl, so here it is. Love it! And I bought this basically brand new. Shit, it's still sealed because I've been listening to the CD. So anyway, I'm gonna open it right now. You're seeing an unsealing of an album right before your very eyes. Because I want to show you the colored vinyl, because I know it's colored vinyl because I've seen it before. But yeah, what's not been said about the Stooges that, oh yeah, that's real colored. That's more like Coke bottle than colored vinyl. But anyway, I'm happy with that because I love the Stooges. Look at those guys. They just exude cool, right? So anyway, the Stooges. That's their debut album, released originally in 1969. Scott and Ron Ashton, Dave Alexander, and one James Osterberg, also known as Iggy Pop. They actually decided to form to take their music seriously and start to get to playing after seeing the Doors play at a homecoming dance at the University of Michigan. But then the other gig that sealed the deal, they were, I believe, in New York City, and had seen this all-girl band by the name of the Untouchables play, and they actually were telling these girls they were in a band, but these gals were so much better than they were at that time, and they crashed at their pad. I'm sure they partied and probably, you know, got laid and whatever else. But anyway, after that, they decided that they were going to start, you know, pumping out tunes and being a band. They were originally billed as the Psychedelic Stooges in a couple of their early gigs. And this does have a lot of like weird psychedelia to it too. A song like, oh, I know it's on here. Oh, I can't remember which song it is. I just remember it being this really long jam, and it was just really psychedelic. It's crazy. But this is a great record. I'm glad I got it. Actually, in another Vinyl Finds video, you'll see I also bought I think it's called Funhouse. Yeah, it's Funhouse. But this is killer. It's got I Want to Be Your Dog. It's got No Fun, 1969. Fantastic record. Anything, like I said, anything based in Detroit is just damn friggin' cool rock and roll. And now this last record. So Ryan Kidd, again, I'm mentioning Ryan Kidd because he showed this album on like a couple videos ago, and he blind bought this, and he was talking about, he played some of it. It's John Ducan, and it's called The World's Not Big Enough. First of all, I love anything. I've always loved pink and black together, as if you couldn't tell. It's purple and pink and black. But anyway, this guy right here was a former guitarist for the Atomic Rooster. Now, I had to ask myself, how do we get from this, the Atomic Rooster, early 70s, like hard and heavy rock, and this album, Death Walks Behind You, to this, which is like power pop with a crazy edge, just amazing guitar hooks, poppy in some places, hooks galore, lots of cool guitar riffs. But how do you get from this to this? So I had to ask myself, so I did. Fortunately, they included this little like bio in here, and it tells about how when he joined Atomic Rooster, he was in way over his head. One guy had left, and he was just kind of thrown into it, right? And he had to learn all these songs that were kind of actually complicated songs, and he actually wrote the song that's their most popular, which is Death Walks Behind You on this record. And he held his own, but eventually when that band just kind of imploded, he recorded this in 1977. Now he explains that, you know, how do you go, he thought, you know, people would think the same thing. How do you go from that to this kind of punkish power pop? And he said it was very organic. It was already into like punk kind of stuff in the late 70s, and he was already kind of writing songs for that, and already was ready when this was recorded. But this friggin' thing got shelved. Recorded in 77, it got shelved, and it was just released on Just Add Water Records. Just released this year, which is fantastic. I'm so happy to have this. I've been spinning this nonstop. I went to the website. I couldn't find it. I found it in my local record store. I actually bought I went in there to pick up this stack of Oingo Boingo cassettes, which I'm not gonna go into detail about it in this video, but picked up this stack of all Oingo Boingo cassettes. Man, they're killer. And I was just getting ready to walk out, and I thought, you know what? I better go through the new edition. There's Planet Rock, the store I went to. But I thought I better go in there into the new editions, and sure enough, there it was. I was like, fucking A, I got it. I got my copy of John Buchanan. I highly recommend it, as did Ryan Kidd. So anyway, Ryan, thanks for the recommendation. This is my video. It's long. I gotta go. So you guys hang in there. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, join the cosmic realm. Anyway, stay safe, stay cool, and stay cosmic. Boom! See you next time, Vinyl Community. I love you, man. Love you.
It's Cosmic Vinyl.